Star Trek 57, M23, take 2.
It's the It's Got Star Trek podcast.
You're Ratash Couture.
I'm sorry?
Vulcans without logic. It's a name the elders give to anyone who disagrees with the ancestral teachings, but it's not entirely accurate. We haven't abandoned logic. We've simply learned to exist without the need to continually repress our emotions. It's taken years of experimentation, but we've managed to find a balance between the two.
That's not possible.
Here we are.
Logic is an essential part of Vulcan existence. But it has to complement emotions, not exclude them.
You must know a great deal about emotion. You live on a human starship. That's not something that many Vulcans would be comfortable with.
I'm here as an observer.
I'm sorry. I didn't mean to offend you.
I'm not capable of feeling offense.
Something. What's wrong? What, is it already going south? What's happening?
No.
Wait.
I'm sorry.
Is it? Would you like to fill anyone in on what the lead up to that whole outburst was?
Okay.
Oh, man.
Inburst? Was that an inburst?
Look, Dan's calling it an outburst.
I changed it to an inburst.
The audience might be confused. He's not incorrect.
I am
It didn't
outcorrect.
sound like...
I'm X-correct.
It didn't sound like an outburst, but what had happened...
Overcorrect.
What had happened was...
Under wrong.
Longtime listeners, or short-time listeners, anybody who listened to last week's episode will know that Dan pulled a fun, cute
I pulled a stinky.
cute little prank on
Pulled a
me,
little stinky.
where he waited until I pushed start on our clock. We have a big digital red, like a clock.
Like
Sounds
a
like you're
studio
trying
clock.
to complicate this very simple explanation for starting a clock.
It's a It's a digital clock.
You're like, I pressed the start button on this
It's like
device
a-
that tells us the time in numbers, and it moves
It's
at
a proper, studio
certain
clock.
increments, so it allows us to know the length at which our show has been operating in this session, until which I press stop and clear, at which point it will start from 0 again, and we can press start and repeat the process from the very beginning, and we can do that ad infinitum if we so choose, which we may not choose to
Okay.
do, but we could choose to do.
I don't like your tone.
All right.
Hey,
To put it more clearly, you were veering very close to Bill Cosby.
no.
I could sense you were.
It was about to start talking about Jello pudding.
Not exactly.
trying to avoid that, but yeah,
Not at all.
It was pretty close. Okay,
Not at all.
Again,
Not at all.
to give a brief
Nothing at all.
explanation. Last week, Dan was staring at the clock. When I pushed start on the clock, he jumped in before I could say welcome,
I see.
and he said hi. So that was last week. This week,
Every week it's something different, man.
Dan in particular was eager to start the podcast. We all were, but Dan was particularly eager, and I pushed. I was looking at him, and he was looking at me, because I was trying to gauge whether or not he was going to pull a similar gag to last week. And so I pushed the button to start while Dan is locked eyes with me,
Oh, man.
and nothing happened. And then I started giggling.
Yeah.
Okay, there we go.
I don't have any regrets.
Good. Glad to hear it. All right.
Gladly.
So now we can do the proper beginning stuff.
Welcome.
Yes.
Welcome to the It's Got Star Trek podcast.
Which number
Morning.
is this?
Can I get you something? Coffee? Pizza. Glad you dropped by.
Pizza.
Pizza.
Dan's doing a very good job
Pizza.
of hiding the fact that he's aggravated that Jesse walked on the front of that a little bit.
Yeah, a little bit.
didn't-
I'm sorry about that.
I didn't say anything.
I know it's annoying, and I wasn't thinking again, so
I didn't say anything.
I was
You
ready
didn't
to
say anything.
start yapping about
I'm
numbers
being-
and such.
Patrick, you're being presumptuous.
I'm being compassionate and empathetic.
You're being presumptuous a bit.
We
though.
know you don't like that, and I blew it.
But you're right, Dan. I should listen to you. It's fair that perhaps the audience would not have been aware of the
They know.
instant tension in the room.
I've always suspected the stories were exaggerated.
You're pushing shit on me. You're making me out like I'm an asshole.
No.
Don't give up now.
Yeah, to answer Jesse's question.
Jesse's questions. Da-na-na-na-na-na-na. Jesse's questions. Da-na-na-na-na-na-na. Jesse's questions. Da-na-na-na-na-na-na. You're gonna learn today.
I'm gonna remind you both
Chief O'Brien?
prior to the
What's happening? What's going on right now?
prior to the podcast starting.
I'm eating cashews.
These cute little jingles these cute little improvisational songs that you and Jesse were doing were one of the things that were delaying the start
Is it enjoyable?
of the podcast. It is enjoyable.
Where'd you hear that?
To answer Jesse's question, it is episode 346
Dag-o.
of the It's Got Star Trek podcast.
Are you prepared for that?
I am. Are thee? There
I know that was crazy jazz.
there is a lot.
That wasn't freeform jazz. That was chaos jazz.
There's a
Yeah,
lot
that
to
was
discuss.
Psychological chaos.
This evening, it's evening for us. Whatever the
So
time
you said.
for you is.
You can
it's
listen
fine.
to it whenever you want.
That's the cool part about podcasts. They're on demand.
You're easily amused.
I am.
Everybody knows that.
In this episode, in episode 346
Holograms?
of the It's Got Star Trek podcast.
Hologram.
What we are going to be discussing tonight is the Star Trek Enterprise episode Fusion.
The Arachnid Nebula.
Oh, it's called chicken.
You're Ratosh Couture. Mind meld.
All right. Just
Chicken.
That's everything that happened in the episode.
okay. So just
That's just some.
is that the thematic?
That's the summation of the episode.
Is that the connection?
That's the whole episode.
Would you mind now that we understand that, Dan?
Rock the genome. Extra sweet. Mock up of bread, no crust.
Now that we understand that series of clips you played
Extra sweet.
was not meant to be disconnected, random selection. Of
It didn't
clips.
sound that way to me.
I'm not suggesting it sounded that way to me.
But
I'm just clarifying. Because it's one of those things where sometimes as you go, you're like, what's going on? And then, okay, retroactive.
I don't get it.
That's the theme. So, Dan, would you mind playing those 4 clips in succession again?
The Arachnid Nebula.
oh, it's called chicken.
You're Ratosh Couture. Mind meld.
Okay.
That's everything that happened.
That is everything that happened.
The Arachnid Nebula.
So we don't need to discuss much more then, right?
No, it's
It was,
over.
it was chicken marsala too, I think.
Yeah, we didn't find that out until later in the
Kind of
episode.
weird. What do you think about chicken marsala?
I'm okay with it.
It's okay if they do it right.
I don't crave it, and it's not something I think to order at a restaurant.
Exactly.
But when I eat it, I'm like, this tastes fine.
Yeah, it's yeah.
Weren't that one of those things?
If they cook it right, if they do the mushrooms right, I think it's more about that.
that were invented in.
What are you doing? You're
England?
What are you? You're affecting some kind of
No, I'm just saying that marsala was invented.
Marsala?
The chicken marsala was
Marsala?
that was invented
Oh,
in England.
chicken
Not necessarily.
masala. You're talking about
Yeah.
tikka masala.
Tikka
This is like
masala?
chicken marsala, like
Chicken
a
marsala?
marsala wine sauce.
Was that invented in?
It's some kind of
in India or in
that's more
England?
European or American.
But I think it's all invented in England.
Well, you're talking about the Indian food, chicken tikka masala.
Yes.
This is
marsala, which is like an Italian thing.
It's more of like an Italian thing.
It ain't an Indian thing.
No.
Okay.
Italian.
Great.
I can understand why you'd be intrigued by their philosophy.
Phlox is great. Okay. Yes. Lots to discuss.
That's unlikely.
Have a nice framework based off of Dan's sound tracks.
Not necessarily.
I mean, to be fair, you're right.
But I could be wrong.
Okay. A few programming notes today, and then some front matter, which we will do at the front.
Is there any later matter?
Well, there's
later matter.
There isn't later matter, but we
middle
will.
Matter?
Middle matter?
But there is a discussion about middle matter and later matter.
I'm not joking, Lee.
Which again, the context will be clearer to folks who listened last week. Even though, in principle, these are intended to be evergreen podcasts that you can pick and choose from.
Sometimes you get a bit of chronology.
In practice, there is a little bit of a fun week-to-week thing, and also, you go too far back. I don't.
Don't go too far back, guys.
Unless it's a TAS episode. Every podcast we've done where we've discussed Star Trek, the animated series, has been a banger podcast.
Oh, hell yeah.
Banger.
A banger.
Is that like Bangers and MASH?
It is.
It's like a bell ringer.
In that direction.
It looks delicious.
Yes. Okay, a couple of programming notes.
I don't need them funny sausages.
First of all.
It's big. It's big.
Must have been intense.
It's big. It's big.
It must have been intense.
It's big. It's big. It's big.
It must have been intense.
It's big.
It is profoundly intimate.
It's big.
It's kind of personal.
It's big. It's big.
It is profoundly intimate.
It's big.
Dan's making
Thanks, dude.
Dan's making programming note number one, unintentionally extra funny.
It will get easier.
Because I wanted to point out I was recently diagnosed with adult ADHD.
Oh, really?
Right on,
Were
dude.
you? I was wondering how that turned out.
ADHD.
You were talking about getting tested.
I went to the doctor and
I didn't realize you were getting tested so soon. Otherwise, I would have asked you how it went.
Congratulations.
What's funny is
You know damn well what happened.
they ask you a bunch of questions and it's like, I don't know, it's like 20, 30 questions or something. When they were about like 10 questions down, the doctor was looking at me like, I mean, yes, but we'll finish. But like already you've filled whatever.
So they didn't.
Can you hook me up with like some Ritalin?
No, no, like, I can't.
Yeah, he'll give it to you right here while we're making the podcast, and he'll take it on the podcast. But we'll make it our only video podcast so everyone can see.
We're gonna throw this up on YouTube. Yeah. I wasn't prescribed Ritalin. You were asking something, Dan?
Like, because it's different depending, I guess, on how you go to get tested, because some tests are like legitimate tests where they stick you in front of like a computer screen and it'll flash images at you and you're supposed to like click the button when you see certain things.
That was the test they took where they they put the thing on your penis to see what images aroused you.
Right. Or if that's like
It's quite an experience.
That's like if you're a racist test. Right?
Yeah.
Like in King of the Hill.
Yeah, where you click the fear button.
Yeah.
Look. I took an ADD test once when I was a kid.
Yes.
And they sat me in front of a computer screen. They left the room, and the computer screen like flashed these images, and I was supposed to like click some button when I saw a certain thing. Yeah. And if I had ADD, it meant like halfway through I would get distracted, or I don't know, something like that.
Well,
but the point is that they didn't ask you questions that you answered. Yes. And then we're like, I do this, I feel like this. It was straight up. It like was a literal test of your ability to pay attention via like how you clicked. It was I guess to prevent you from like cheating or something.
Well, a few notes. First of all, I think that's partly because when you're a child, it's a little bit different than as an adult in terms of the communicative or the ability to understand your lifestyle and
It's not working.
Also, one of the reasons I went to go get checked was because I had multiple times as a child teachers and other people were sent me to be checked for ADD or ADHD. And every time the person who tested me was like, nah, he's just super smart. He's just bored. He pays attention when he's interested. And that
Interesting.
They were like, oh, that means he's not doesn't have ADD. He's just like an asshole.
Just means everything's boring.
Interesting.
But then later, more recently, I found out that was wrong. That it's actually very common for people with ADHD to be able to pay attention to things they're into.
That was back in the day.
To the detriment of things they ought to be doing, right?
Yeah, I mean, just to say, like, yeah, I mean, it's interesting to me that they can say, oh, he's just bored, because, like, well, obviously you're bored. You don't just not pay attention because you're super interested in the subject, so you decide not to pay attention. I mean, being bored by something doesn't mean that you're inherently too dumb for it, too smart for it. And there is no implication with that. It just means that you're not into it for whatever reason.
Yes, that you're inattentive to it for one reason or another.
Because it sucks, that's why.
The other, there were a pile of things that got me into the position where I was like, maybe I should look into this. And one of those other things, which I think is related to what you're talking about, Dan, which is more recently understood, is that many people are able to mask their ADHD symptoms with various coping mechanisms. One of them being just super constantly busy or doing a job or whatever their lifestyle is that there's always something going around for their brain to bounce around to, so that they maybe are effective even if they are dealing with these issues of executive function. It's similar to you can have a high functioning alcoholic or drug, people can be high functioning because they're just whatever, they've got the skills to cope around it. But then you're like, wait a second, when some of those things go away or you're less busy or whatever, you're like, shit's starting to get weird, right?
Relax.
So, long story short, I bring that up only...
Yeah, so I'm wondering why you brought this up in a Star Trek podcast.
Well, it's not just because it's a Star Trek podcast. I just wanted for the audience to understand, as a programming note, that if I fail to interrupt Dan sufficiently, or if those interruptions appear forced or insincere, I'm just trying to give some background as to why that...
Because your medication is preventing you from interrupting?
Yeah, I was prescribed Adderall.
Oh, snap.
And so it's possible that if it works...
You wouldn't be interrupting.
As much.
For all we know, they're onto something.
Because interrupting people is one symptom of ADHD. The impulsive finishing sentences, interrupting people. Now,
I can see that.
To be fair, it is also comically entertaining to do that. And so if
For who, though? For who?
For the audience.
Not necessarily. I would not say that it is necessarily entertaining for the audience. For some people,
for the
maybe.
portion of the audience that does not identify with the Dan character.
Character?
Look.
They may not be.
I think you're making a grand assumption about what is and is not entertaining. Now, I'm not going to say it's not entertaining because I don't know, but I don't think that I don't find people talking over each other particularly and as entertaining as a lucid, coherent conversation.
Sure.
Yeah.
I think that is an extremely fair point to make. Dan.
I think, yes.
And while it's subjective...
That's good to know.
I think many people would agree with you.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I think we're going to strive for that in the future.
Yeah. I mean, we've said that. We've said that before.
We've said it before.
I don't mean to put too fine a point on this, but you got a limited window of opportunity.
Okay. Programming note numero dos.
Is that another thing you do when you're on ADHD medication? Is you
start speaking Spanish?
You start speaking Spanish all slowly and deliberately.
Sí.
Numero dos.
Sí. Punto negro.
Yeah. Oh no, puntos negros. That's what Senora Home would always give whenever I fell asleep in class or whatever.
Well, Dan and I took Spanish together. We had a lovely Spanish teacher, but because Dan and I were not always the best students necessarily, we got a lot of punto negros, which translates to black point.
That's
in her grading book. She put a little
Thank you, doctor.
With her pencil. She put a little black point.
Thank you, Trip.
For that
day.
Use
a little sticker.
Yeah. No, I don't think so. It was
Thanks for the message.
I was in Cancun recently, and I mentioned that story to one of the people I was talking to from Mexico, and it was two people actually, and they both threw their heads back laughing.
They know.
About Puntos Negros?
They know about the Puntos
And then one
Negros.
guy was like, I also always got Puntos Negros in Spanish class. He's like, and I'm Mexican.
Yeah. They know all about
had
it.
a great laugh.
I fell asleep in that class so much that we were doing like skits in Spanish, and some like one of the groups did a skit where they were like being different members of the classroom, and one person, Brendan, you remember Brendan?
Yes, sorry.
Brendan F.
Yeah, Brendan F. He was playing the role of me, and his whole role during that skit was to be asleep on his desk, and every once in a while put his head up and go like, ¿Qué? ¿Cómo? And then fall back asleep again. That's how much I fell asleep in that
Did
class.
he ask for like the El Baño and was denied?
Oh
No,
man,
that was
that's a different class, math class.
That's
I
a
think-
story for a different day.
I wouldn't be surprised if I had some kind of narco sleepy or something because
Narcolepsy?
Yeah, I know what Jesse says narco sleepy, so I say narco sleepy.
I like
From
narco
some old
sleeping.
movie I forgot.
Oh, because like it's not that I tried to stay awake in my classes. I fell asleep in that class and in math class. I couldn't stay awake. Like I literally could not stay awake, and I have that problem to this day.
Is it because everything's like so calming? You're like sitting there and like it's like knowledge.
I think it's because it's so infuriatingly awful that your brain shuts down.
Maybe that's what it is. My brain shutting down.
Let's not listen.
Or a lack of sleep, because certainly in the U.S. they wake our asses up way too early.
Oh
for
God,
high
school is way up. Okay, we should probably get back on topic.
All right.
What was it? Star Trek?
I don't know.
So
hey, should I have a gimmick this episode? Like
you don't get it.
Like I'm gonna be different this episode. How about that's my gimmick this episode? I'm gonna be different.
Let's go for that. I'm gonna be different.
Yeah, you can be different. I can be different.
I'll be different over here.
Patrick's
you be different over there.
Patrick is different, but just from he's medicated.
Oh.
Yeah, I'm going to send both of you a couple links after the podcast.
I thought you said I'm going to send both of you to the slammer.
Okay.
I'm going to kazoo you to the moon.
Kazoo you.
What the fuck are you talking about?
I don't know.
Definitely sending those links. Okay, programming note number 2.
Didn't know kazoo was a verb.
I know we haven't done Where the Hell Have I Heard That Before?
You motherfucker.
We blew it last week.
AKA WTHHIHTB. The last few weeks, because it's our recording schedule's been
It was a foolish thing to do.
been a little weird, and I had some technical problems last week, and I decided, you know what, we're going to be starting coverage of Strange New Worlds season 4 in just a few weeks. So why don't we'll take a little break from WTHHIHTB, and
You must think we're a bunch of barbarians.
let's start it back up when we discuss our first episode of Strange New Worlds coming back, because I think it's a great time to start. You know, there's always a bunch of new listeners or returning listeners who only want to hear the new episode coverage. So
good for them.
I think that'll be a fun time.
Thanks for listening.
I'll try, but something tells me it won't be as simple as fixing an engine.
An engine.
More Trip Tucker.
We've
quotes.
gotten some great suggestions sent to us. Grayson, thank you so much. Grayson sent me some really good ones. I look forward to using. Please,
Thanks, Agamus.
if you would like to send in a sound clip, 10 seconds or less, or time codes is fine. You can send us the time codes from some part of Star Trek, any movie, TV show, whatever. The goal is a sound clip that will be difficult but plausible for other audience members to guess.
It'll only take a moment.
That's the game. All right. So that'll be coming up soon. You can send those suggestions
Don't be too hard about it.
to feedback@itsgotstartrek.com. Great. Now, those are my 2 programming notes. Dan, do you have any programming notes? Can we expect any that's in orders or
Dan can't stand.
duties or no duties? Or I have here, Dan can't stand,
Grinds
or
my gears.
Dan won't stops, or
yeah.
Dan eats clamses. Like any of those features?
Bit's got the shits. Sorry.
It looks delicious.
It is aesthetically pleasing.
I think it's been a little while since Bits had the shits, as they say. That's a play on Dan's.
It's quite an experience.
Yeah.
The only programming note is that I'm going to be different this episode.
Yeah. So there's no duty or no duties.
Nope. That's one of the ways in which I'm different.
Nobody said duty this episode.
None.
Okay. And I don't recall any that's in orders.
No.
Okay. I'm guessing there's probably a secret.
They all failed.
A secret Dan can't stand, or one of those Dan can't stands that Dan doesn't even realize is a Dan can't stand until he starts talking about it.
There were some other funny things that people said on this episode for sure.
There was a ton of funny stuff. Okay, a few remaining things as we get nearer to having to take our first break. But these are all appropriate podcast and Star Trek related. First, a YouTube comment from
These are our messages.
our old friend Tarek regarding our discussion of Voyager's alliances. That's what we discussed.
That's what we discussed
last week.
I'm answering a different way. Alliances.
I'm different this week.
Now,
I'm different.
Prior to reading,
I'm Dan, but I'm different this week.
Prior to reading Tarek's comment, I should briefly explain that the cover art, the YouTube art, the marketing art that I used for the episode Alliances included 3 images. First, it was Alien Fella. Don't worry about it. Just it's an alien fella that was in the episode.
This is irrelevant.
It's not. The second is Janeway with Maj Cullah sitting at a table, and Janeway sort of looking off to the right, very concerned. And then the third image is a close-up of at one point in that episode, Neelix goes into a seedy bar.
We're dangerous.
Seedy alien bar, and there is what's presumably, I suppose, an exotic dancer, stripper, whatever you want to call it. Although she is clothed, but
it's meat,
she's dressed,
and she's like a Kazon.
Sexily.
She's not a Kazon.
No, not a Kazon.
I don't know.
It was a Kazon strip club.
That doesn't mean she was Kazon.
Yeah, there were lots of other aliens.
Yes, fair enough.
But they were taking away all the non-Kazons to jail, but maybe not her.
Yeah, but we didn't fully buy that, remember? Because last week we noted that there were plenty of non-Kazons in that bar.
Yeah.
But, so the gag, if you can't quite visualize this, the gag is that it kind of looks like Janeway is looking with distaste or confusion at this woman's body, scantily clad body, because we do try to have a little fun when we put these graphics together. So just to explain that, and then middle matter versus later matter, right? That was some brief, hilarious discussion we had, because last week I took the front matter, all these emails and stuff, the stuff we're doing now, and
he made it butt matter,
and I said let's move it to the middle and do middle matter or later matter. I forget what I called it, but then we had a discussion about whether middle matter or later matter was the more fun phrase for
Starfleet's finest.
Yes. Okay, now I can read Tarek's comment. Tarek says,
"Go ahead.
You just had to make Janeway stare at that rack, huh?"
Yeah.
You mean sex?
You see why I explained the picture, right?
I do.
Also, because it sounded like Jesse really wanted somebody to defend him, of course he was right. Why would B'Elanna say B'Elanna's on it?
B'Elanna's on it.
She's not the Rock. FFS, which is short for fuck's sake.
B'Elanna's on it.
What he's referring to there is for me,
that she does not smell what she's cooking.
No, for me, the hilarious realization for both myself and Dan, and not Jesse, was that the clip B'Elanna's on it that we've been playing for years.
B'Elanna's on it.
Is one of our most common go-tos. In fact, the AI thinks it's a prominent quote from
probably due to
Voyager
us.
Because I'm positive because of this podcast. Both Dan and I thought that it was a quote from B'Elanna, referencing herself, talking in the third person, cutely saying B'Elanna's on it.
Crazy idea.
I don't know why you thought that.
But Jesse and apparently the rest of the world knew that it was in fact Seska, the character of Seska.
It's the best part.
It was a hollow version of
yeah,
Seska.
Hologram?
It was from that episode we did.
Hologram.
That was like one of the early sound grabs.
Yeah, that was called, was it Worst Case Scenario? I think that's what it was called.
Yeah.
Something like that. Okay. So there's the Balana's on it business.
I
And
didn't mean to offend you.
Tarek finishes up his comment by saying, also, alliteration of middle matter edges slightly ahead of slant rhyming later matter.
I don't know about edging, but
Well, now,
I figured somebody was going to do that.
yeah, Dan's making a sexual reference to the sexual practice of edging. I know that's the reference he's making because of the look on his face.
I'm not making a look.
It's Dan's coy, sexy boy look.
Not at all.
It's a good look. It's one of the reasons
Nothing at all.
sometimes I'm glad we're not on YouTube. That's one of the times I'm sad we're not on YouTube. Yeah, Dan does a good sexy face.
I'm not making a sexy face. I'm just being different.
He's a nice looking
I told you I
fella.
was going to be different this episode.
All right.
I think later matter's better because it's more like wiggle woggle, as opposed to waggle as opposed to waggle daggle.
I
Instead of wait, let me start over.
I'm picking it up, baby.
All right, you know what? Okay, well let me mark it so we can edit that mistake out.
No.
I put a mark on the. I'm going to click the.
Hey, no
I'm gonna make a
mark.
note.
I didn't ask for that.
No, I know. I'm kind of joking.
It's like wiggle deagle smaggle is better
Smeagol.
than
Smeagol killed
doggle doogle. You see?
All right.
You see what I'm saying?
How about this? We're going to take a quick break.
Baby.
Then we'll finish up this front matter, and we promise we're going to discuss this
We'll get to
episode.
the actual-
It's going to be fun. There's
actual
going to be a lot of
content.
stuff. You're gonna dig it. You're going to totally dig it. All right. We will be right
it for
back.
real.
We will be right back.
Go slowly.
And we're back.
Here we are.
Come in.
I like that. I like the tail on that.
I like the tail on you.
That's a good tail.
I like that. That
That's a good tail.
I answered.
soft, the ship sound, that calming.
It's
Soft
because
ship
I'm
sound.
being different today.
Yeah.
Everything I've done,
I'm different this week.
everything I've done has been different, and you know it's true because I've been telling you it's true.
You know it's true.
Boy, you know it's true. See how I changed it
Yeah.
to reference you?
Ooh, ooh,
Because
ooh.
it's different.
I love you.
You talk about poo, which I do.
I do.
Who is that? Was that Bobby Brown, or is that who just sang? Who?
No, fuck.
it's like
why?
New Kids or
Yeah.
something.
No,
Oh, it's New Kids. Why did I think that was fucking Bobby?
Yeah.
Jesus Christ.
I know.
That's shameful. I'm sorry.
I know, right?
Oh God.
Bobby Brown had some substance.
Were they the ones who came to our?
No, Bobby Brown was like, every little step I take, we will, every little step I make.
Oh yeah, that's a good
will
one.
be. And the one is like, it's my prerogative. You
Yeah,
can do what you
my
want to do.
prerogative.
It's my prerogative.
For folks who grew up somewhere outside of the
20th century.
Mid-Atlantic geographically
No.
and the 1990s temporally, what Dan, Jesse, and I are referencing are songs you hear when you're at the hair cuttery. These are songs you hear like at the hair cuttery or as you're wandering
I never went there.
around
No, isn't
the mall.
No, that wasn't New Kids on the Block. That was Milli Vanilli. Wasn't that Milli Vanilli?
Which? Oh,
Girl, you
oh
know
yeah. I'm
it's
sorry.
true.
Yeah.
it's Milli Vanilli.
Was that Milli Vanilli?
Vanilli?
What was the band that came to our high school and then later became famous? Was that the NSYNC or
That was
the other one?
Backstreet Boys.
Backstreet
Whoa,
Boys.
Jesus
Oh,
Christ.
sorry. I apologize. Yeah. Back. Has
Yeah,
has
Backstreet Boys.
There's a terse.
That's not possible.
All the girls were screaming.
Okay. No, they weren't. It was actually hilariously stupid. Wasn't that the funny thing?
I think everyone was just confused.
It was goofy and confusing.
Yeah, we were like, why are we
It was like,
having this?
whoa.
Why are we having this assembly?
Is this really at
Yeah.
school?
And okay, FYI, I know this is another.
Still haven't
digression.
gotten to this episode.
Nah, it's fine.
We'll get there, baby.
You
You just don't want to talk about it because it's all serious, Patrick.
No, I do want to talk about it. I think I like this episode. And I enjoy the work that Jolene Blaylock did in this episode. However, because you brought it up, when the Backstreet Boys, they did indeed, before they were famous, come and perform at our high school. And when they did that, please understand that this was not in some sort of auditorium. It was in the gym, and most people were just sitting on like the floor of the gym. As
I was in the
recall.
bleachers.
Yeah,
It was a foolish thing to do.
Some people were just on the floor of the gym, and the Backstreet Boys performed just at the same, like just on the gym floor, dancing around. and bright light, no
Like they
fun
were
lights.
basketball players.
Yeah. Okay.
They were unsettling.
Yes, they were. Okay, we are back, and we will rapidly go through the remaining bits and pieces we have to do, and then we'll discuss this episode.
Pleasing.
We also had a YouTube comment from Kara.
Oh, she did.
Yes, regarding our discussion of TNG's The Schizoid Man just a few weeks back. And the context for this comment is that my daughter had a concert in which the school had won a...
Whose daughter?
My daughter.
Are you speaking from Kara's
Your
perspective?
No, okay, I'm sorry. No, I'm providing context. I have not started Kara's comment.
You were not clear about that.
Okay, thank you.
Sabotage.
For pointing that out, Dan. To clarify,
I don't get it.
Kara's comment has not yet started. I will be very clear.
Where would I stay?
I'll be very clear. The context is my daughter had a concert. Her school had won an opportunity to have a song composed for their band by a well-known composer.
Did she put in a concerted effort to play well at the concert?
I'm going to sort of skip past that pun.
Yeah,
This is irrelevant.
As well you should.
In order to get along to our discussion of the episode with some degree of alacrity.
But
So, the composer, when we're watching this song being performed, this not song, music.
Most people don't watch songs.
Whatever you call, I don't know. Jesse can tell me the right term. But it was a music
It's a
composed.
composition.
It was a composition composed.
You were enjoying
Song
it.
has worth.
You enjoy it.
Specifically for this middle school band in which my daughter plays the clarinet quite well.
Are you sure it's not the oboe?
The composer,
He didn't answer my
You
question.
got to be pretty sure.
when
You gotta.
he got up prior to conducting this, the composer himself came
Who
to
was
the
the
school.
composer?
I will follow up
Was
with
it
you
James
on that.
Swearingen?
It was not.
I don't think that guy's alive.
The composer addressed the audience and stated that he was a huge fan of Star Trek.
Hell yeah.
And that he had composed this song. The song was titled something like, I don't know, something, what with the maneuvers, like the maneuvers, evasive maneuvers. He titled the song Evasive Maneuvers.
That's great news.
And the band played it. It was great. The fun part is as soon as I saw the title Evasive Maneuvers, or he stated that, I leaned over to my wife and I was like, this guy likes Star Trek. And then he was all like, I named it that because I like Star Trek. And I hope the song evoked Star Trek. It did.
It did.
It was
Hell
cool.
yeah.
I want to get that sheet music. Perhaps I can get it via Jesse.
Yeah, I could.
That's the business he plies. Is he fiddles around in the sheet music world. So, long story short, on the podcast, I had mentioned this story and I was relaying this story. And then I mentioned that I went up to the composer afterwards, I complimented him, and I said, I'm also a fan of Star Trek. He showed me his hand and he said, look at my watch. Look how big a fan of Star Trek I am. Because his watch had a custom band that was festooned with Starfleet Delta symbols.
Festoon.
I smiled broadly and then showed him my...
Oh, God.
I brandished my ankle and I was like, check this out. I got a Star Trek tattoo. And I showed him the Starfleet Delta tattooed to my left leg.
And he said, please leave, sir.
And he looked at me and was like, whoa, you really do love Star Trek. Okay.
You know when you lifted your ankle, you were like lifting
You
your...
thought I was gonna fart.
You lifted your leg up like you were going to fart, and then you said, I presented my A, and I thought you were going to say anus.
Well, that's more relevant than you might even understand, Dan, because
oh no.
During the
Arachnid Nebula.
during the telling of that story on the podcast, that was a very charming story. And then you mentioned something about where's the tattoo? Do you have a tattoo of a tribble? And I was like, I have a tattoo of a tribble on my anus. Okay.
It looks delicious.
I bet it does. Now, that's obviously a joke. I don't have anything tattooed on
That's good to hear.
my
You don't
anus.
have anything tattooed on your anus?
Not currently. So that's the context. And now here officially is the comment from Kara. Kara states, the part about the kiddos concert was charming. And then the tribble tattoo comment to wrap it up just encapsulates what the vibe of this whole podcast is about. Y'all are so unserious, and I love it.
Thanks, Agamus.
I hope you understand why I provided some context there.
Thanks for the message.
Thank you, Kara.
Yeah, man.
So wait, when did you share all this information that she would have heard it?
This was on the episode where we discussed the Schizoid Man, which was just a few. Remember that's the dude and the data.
Yeah, I remember what the fucking episode is. Yeah, I just don't remember you talking about that.
Well, go back
I remember vaguely, but I don't remember all the
It was
details.
a good episode.
Did we discuss the name of the composer in that episode?
We may have, and I know it's the audience has to understand this is hilarious because Jesse is he's going to be distracted until he figures out the fellow's name. And I'm sad that I don't remember, but Jesse,
maybe there's some
deals in
records
this
I can
world.
look up on the internet.
No. All right. And then finally, Emmanuel, our old friend Emmanuel,
Hi.
He sent us an email and it references our discussion of DS9's Fascination, which we discussed prior to last week's episode. So it was 2 weeks ago. And unfortunately, our vacation schedule made our recording schedule a little weird. So that email came in like after we discussed Fascination. So very briefly, here we go. This is, and the context will just be provided along the way in this one. Okay. Dan's doing an excellent job of speeding things along here. Emmanuel says,
Yikes.
Ahoy, evidence, I'm not jokingly, and holograms.
Evidence! I'm not jokingly.
Holograms?
And by the way, he spelled holograms like capital HOLO, lowercase GRAMS
Holograms?
to accurately, holograms? Okay.
Holograms?
To continue. A few notes from last week's episode, which I guess would have been, no, that's Fascination. Yeah, that's right. I think I got it right. The fried green tomatoes book, movie, and food joke was Manjula's, not Apu's, though he does set up the joke. Thank you for the clarification. We could not quite
Fair enough.
remember.
Thanks, Agamus.
Further.
He's got more.
Julian's bear was named Kukalaka. In fact, the changeling Bashir may have been the one who broke up and left Kukalaka with Lita. Just go watch Deep Space Nine. That'll make more sense. Tylenol is named Panadol in Australia. Emmanuel's from Australia. That's related to a discussion where we call Tylenol's the brand name. It's the chemical name is acetaminophen in the US. In most other places, it's paracetamol. But apparently in Australia, it's Panadol. Learn something new.
Emmanuel have anything
every day.
Anything else in
Is
the
it called
manuals?
Damadol?
Emmanuel goes on to say, Dan's bonus sound was that scene where Cisco sticks a Q-tip in his ear. And then he has 1/10 of a standard orgasm, which is the medium amount of orgasm, not median amount of orgasm you can have when sticking a Q-tip in your ear.
Whoa.
And
well measured, sir.
Q-tips are hilarious because everyone uses them for the one thing the box says not to fucking use them for. The box is like, no, don't put it in your ear. It's not for your ear. It's for like other shit.
Well, I mean, don't stick it all the way in. Just rub around the outside.
Yeah. Or, if you're real careful, you can stick it all the way in.
Well,
so
if you know what
real
you're doing.
careful, you're just like a little drunk.
Does Emmanuel have anything else to say?
Dan is right about beats usually being in 4s.
Yep.
Most Daft Punk songs, this is interesting evidence, by the way, most Daft Punk songs have 4 repetitions before the song adds to the chorus or main beat.
Well, that's how it's dance music.
I'll point out.
He's full of a lot of good information.
Well, because he's agreeing with you so far. I will point out.
No, I'm saying he's got a lot of facts that he's presenting.
Yes. But
I'm not just saying that because he likes what I said.
Emmanuel knows his shit. What are you going to say? I would argue that it's not. I wasn't arguing anything about these being in 4s or something. I was just teasing Dan because sometimes he just plays a couple measures extra.
An old Dan would have liked it because it agreed with me, but I'm being different today, so I like it for a different reason. And right now, that was an attempt to press my buttons. What you just said about like how I pressed it for a few measures too long because we've already established that I played it around 4 times, and when I play it around 4 times, you then declare it to be too many times. When we just agreed that 4 times is the right amount of times, but then you on top of that said that I play it too many times. So it's impossible for me to play it the correct amount of times and too many times simultaneously. You were being purposefully incongruous to try and push my buttons. And a different Dan is not going to take that bait.
Because you're different.
I'm different. This week I'm different. Next week it's back to normal.
All right. Well, looking forward to that. Yeah. Emmanuel goes on to say in capital letters, "Justice for Tuvix." I don't recall the reference there, but I'm sure it makes sense.
Oh, it's because we were talking about the Vulcan Favinid and the Orchid being blended together in alliances and comparing it to Tuvix was also in that same season.
Good.
Yeah.
Good.
Well,
Good.
that was a point that I
Of course.
Good, Dan.
Yeah.
And
I see.
he concludes the email by stating, "Please use this information for the betterment of humanity. I implore thine podcasters 3 and this week's WTHHIHTB is unknown because you didn't have one. But I'm going to guess that if you had played something, it would be Dr. Janice Lester in Kirk's body in the episode Turnabout Intruder. Googalaka!" That's how he signs off on the email.
Thanks for the message.
Thank you, Emmanuel. Other folks who would like to get in contact with us, it's feedback@itsgotstartrek.com and or @itsgotstartrek on the various social media.
You get a haiku.
Okay.
Wait a second.
You got a sound and then...
That's the sound.
Yeah. The bonus sound.
Yeah.
Was he right about that? Because he said it was...
At what point in Star Trek does Cisco stick a Q-tip in his ear?
Oh, you're right. It was obviously a joke because he was talking about Q-tips and orgasms.
What it actually was...
It's so funny in my brain was like,
What it actually was is this is when Dax sneaks up behind him and pitches him on the butt. Because she's in love mode.
In fascination.
So here. You can hear him like he gets pinched on the butt by a Dax. That was too many times, Dan. You're
I bet
stupid.
she pinches really hard.
Bet she does. She's got them Dax hands.
For real, dude.
we will
Certainly.
Dax hands.
We will not explore that further. Certainly not this week.
Okay, we are literally halfway through the episode and we have not started talking about it yet.
Hey, man.
Admiral Johnny Archer.
That's not possible.
Well, I think in beta canon, even John Archer eventually becomes an admiral and then president of the Federation.
Fuck it.
President?
I think he's the first president.
And then was it Kirk kills his dog or something?
No.
Yeah, that's in the alternate universe track. Alternate timeline. The Abrams timeline.
Was it Kirk that killed him?
Yeah, Kirk accidentally crashed his ship into Porthos or something.
But Kirk comes so much later.
Wow, dude.
Kirk is in the Abrams Star Trek movie.
Yes, but Jonathan Archer isn't. So how would Kirk be old enough? It's 150 years before.
Yeah.
You're right that there's some joke somewhere about Porthos getting accidentally beamed into space or some horrible thing.
Oh my goodness.
Why can't I fucking remember where that joke is from?
I don't know.
Because you're right that joke exists in Star Trek.
Yeah, it does.
Feedback at itsgotstartrek.com. Subject line, "You guys are old and stupid."
I had high hopes when I was a kid.
I liked that the sting of this teaser, if I'm using that term correctly, the sting of this teaser is that there's a Vulcan acting a little weird. And in the context of...
Teaser? Did you call it a teaser?
Yes, that's correct, right?
It's a cold open.
I thought it was a cold open.
Do we really have to? Are you doing it on purpose now?
No.
You are doing this on purpose now. Every single time you call it a teaser, and every time I correct you, and you're like, I always said cold open, but you said it was teaser. I think you're fucking with me.
Cold open. To me, it's just funny to think about the context of this part of the Star Trek fandom timeline. Star Trek's been on since 1987. So it was perfectly reasonable to have a cold open where the big hit at the end, the big hit before the introduction is like, oh shit, those Vulcans are all like weird and shit. Fuck, this episode's going to be whack.
Who needs space creeps?
But when you watch it a little out of
Space
context,
they don't have Neelix in the show. You're just saying that.
But
Now
who,
you're just
who
saying
needs
that.
him if you got this guy?
You're just saying that. Now you're preventing me from being different, Jesse.
This episode
I'm
totally.
being the
You're
same.
you're saying things that cause me to revert to my old ways, and I blame you for this.
This episode definitely has a space creep.
And I blame you.
Okay.
Anyway, that was a funny thing. It was a funny vibe I got off
First
it
of all,
because nowadays you wouldn't necessarily be like, oh, weird Vulcans.
First of all, the cold open was 1 minute and 34 seconds, so by unusual fashion, Enterprise has a short cold open, not as short as the
which one?
The Beauty and the Beast episode.
Yes.
Unions, far-fetched telepathy.
Yeah, no.
Ding dongs. Dim dungeon. Dim sum dungeon.
We're just gonna
exile. I got it after I said dim sum dungeon.
Dim sum dungeon.
I was all excited to move.
I want to eat at the dim sum
I was
dungeon.
all excited to move past the dim sum dungeon.
Can we go there for lunch?
And we did when you were like exile. And you were like, I got it because like after I said dim sum dungeon. That's how I got it.
But it wasn't. You're
Don't
right.
eat the green beans.
It wasn't Kirk, but it actually doesn't make it much better because apparently it was Montgomery Scott.
That is weird. Was he very? Yeah. Well, in the normal canon, Montgomery Scott is much older than Kirk. In the Strange New Worlds canon, one of the weird changes they've made. Great actor, great character, but clearly much younger, more contemporary with the other
Contemporary
characters.
chicken with French fries, please.
Is that from India or Britain?
What?
Contemporary chicken with fries. It's a callback.
Yeah.
To what?
It's an unnecessary. To this fucking episode that we're doing.
I was making a callback to rotisserie chicken.
Yeah, well, yes, of course.
Whenever the Vulcans show up, Archer gets all pissed off. Like when they found out it was a Vulcan signal, he was all like,
Right. It's like somebody was like, I don't recognize that ship.
Fucking let us have fucking warp 5.
Those Vulcans, they really let their ship go, first of all. They just had nothing to keep it up. It's an old broken down ship. Trip Tucker III said he said he's never seen an engine this far gone. And there were no women on their ship. Why was there no women on the ship? Do Vulcans generally have fewer women, or are women too sensible to be Vatash Kanar or whatever? Couture. Vatash Couture. Why was it such a dude ship?
This series was produced by Brandon Braga.
Yeah, but
the other dude.
But Cove was even like, you have a lot of women on this ship.
Yeah. Which one? Cove is the
he was the good one.
The engineer.
He was the good one whose dad hated him.
The pudgy, nerdy. And don't say, I know you didn't mean it this way, but
what?
When talking about a group of people, referencing one of them being the good one could be misinterpreted. People oughtn't do that in this case because you did not mean he's okay. Sammy Davis Jr., one of the good ones. You know what I'm saying?
I wasn't even thinking that.
God, I wish we were on YouTube.
I wasn't even thinking that.
It'd be so great to have the thing you just did with your face recorded.
By the good one, I meant that Talaris was a piece of shit. Yeah. The other guy, undecided. But Talaris was a piece of shit.
My point is, I think they just weren't. Why would they hire extra women and have a female perspective?
Now, do you think that Cove said, they put the line in where Cove said there are a lot of women on your ship as they were poking fun at themselves because they didn't hire any women to be Vulcans?
Until just now, I hadn't really thought about it.
Now you have.
And now that I'm thinking about
now I have.
My
mind meld.
Okay, there's rule of threes, and then there's 4 measures. Let's see what happens.
I don't know what you're talking about.
Now,
you're just trying to press my buttons.
Now you have. Now that I've thought about it. Okay.
Where would I stay?
Now you have.
Okay, let's do it.
This is a terrible episode.
No. So here's
the best.
No,
The best.
no, I'm saying
when they talk
I'm not saying the Star Trek episode is terrible. I'm saying we're making a terrible podcast
I'm saying
right
it's
now.
the best.
You know that whole, the
You say, oh yeah, well I say hello, you say goodbye, or whatever they said in that song.
we're gonna get a copyright strike.
Oh no, fuck. I say schmelo and you say schmud schmy. I saved us.
Much better.
Much better.
I saved us. You know that old term of your comedian's comedian?
Yeah.
The podcast we're making today is a podcaster's podcast.
You mean sex?
Well, I hope you'll tell all your friends.
The podcasters
Set the record straight.
listening are thoroughly enjoying this. The people who erroneously believed they were tuning in to coherent, insightful discussion of a fairly interesting approach to Vulcan culture. We're
stretching it out like taffy.
It's because I forgot how I started, so I don't remember how to end the sentence. In a
Starfleet's finest.
I like to be grammatically correct, and I lost track of that. So
yeah,
okay. But my reaction to your pointing that out, Dan, is that it's actually super interesting and hilarious because since the story centers in part on this piece of shit, obviously creepy dude from the first time you see him in his ill-fitting blue shirt.
Yeah. Like listen to how he says this.
Pleasing.
That's rapist.
Yeah.
Oh,
all the
yeah.
way.
And when he was eating with a fork like that, he was all like...
That's rapist fork.
Yeah.
Rapist face, rapist shirt.
Yeah.
What about
S creep?
What about when he says
Pizza.
Yeah. Oh no. When he said pizza, I was like, how are you not calling the fucking feds or whatever?
Commander Tucker suggested I try something called pizza.
That's when you find like the blue phone on the internet.
Pleasing.
So where was I? Oh yes, women.
Women. They're not people. They're women. That was from Schizoid Man.
Yes.
Oh my goodness.
It helps that there are no women on the ship because it would confuse maybe the story because maybe that guy would he have been abusing. One would presume he may have would have abused.
No, because
they
would have all done the mind meld already.
But at least it's
because they'd be Vatosh Couture too.
It's an uninvestigated thread.
But the reason,
but he's a piece of shit, dude. My point is, that even if they're like, "Hey, I'm cool with this," he's doing things that they're not. Cool.
Here's his deal. Here's the situation. Yes. He's Vatosh Couture.
Yes.
He gets off on emotions. He likes emotions. They're great. But someone who's done heroin a bunch, right? He's chasing that dragon, that emotional dragon. He can't get that emotional high anymore. So what he does is he mind melds with T'Pol, who's never really experienced that emotions. And through her, he experiences her emotions for the first time through her. So it's like he's experiencing emotions for the first time because he's experiencing it as she experiences it. On his own, he can no longer get the same gratification from emotions. But if he taps into her perspective through a mind meld, since she's feeling it for the first time, he is also feeling it for the first time. So that's why it works with her. It would not work with another person on a ship, male or female, because presumably they have experienced emotions as well, and he would not be able to get that same high. He needs a virginal brain.
I think that your headcanon explanation is really good, and that's fine for me, and it works for me. But
it's a little condescending.
No, I certainly did not.
I mean, no, because you're just that totally makes sense, but you're wrong.
No, I don't think you're wrong. I'm saying I appreciate.
You can just watch what's happening during the whole thing. That's why he didn't want to break it off. That's why he was getting frustrated at first when she was like, it's not working. You could see him getting frustrated. He's like, relax, but you could see he got really frustrated because he's like, he really wants that high.
Yeah, I'm appreciative of you. No. When you let me finish, you'll. I hope you'll agree that it is not condescending because I am.
Proceed.
I am indeed agreeing with you. I just don't think. I think that's good. A good version of an explanation that you have provided as an audience member that's not necessarily in the text.
I think
because they avoided the question by sneakily hiding the female characters on that show.
I think that was what was directly presented by the imagery we were given. The fact that he didn't want to stop. The fact that he was getting frustrated when she couldn't do it at first because he really wanted. Like, why else would he be so eager?
Because he's a rapist. Because that's what he gets off of.
I know he's a rapist, but I'm saying, what is the part he's getting pleasure from? He's getting pleasure from the fact that she's experiencing emotions for the first time.
All these things I agree with. I'm just
so. Which part do you not agree with what I'm saying?
I think you may have forgotten what the original question was, which was whether or not he did this to other people on his own ship. Well, and I'm saying that we don't even get to consider that cleverly by the producers. I'm thinking the point you made earlier has intrigued me because I think they purposely didn't show women on that ship to avoid even evoking that idea.
But I'm saying it's not even male or female is irrelevant. It has nothing to do with her being male or female. I'm saying that has nothing to do with it. It's simply somebody who has not experienced emotions for the first time. And everyone on the ship would have already presumably experienced emotion.
Excellent point. However, add to that point, I agree with that, and it's adjusted my view somewhat, but I will add to that.
That it's time to take a break.
It is time to take a break.
Stop!
But what I was going to add to that was that it still serves the purposes of the producers to put the focus on, since it is a rape analogy, certainly, on to Paul by not having other female characters. It worked on me because I did not make that observation of the absence of the female Vulcans on their ship, which one would presume are there. Is that Jesse or?
No, it's me because I'm being different.
Oh, what? Okay.
See, I made that noise. Usually it's Jesse who makes that noise.
For the listeners at home, I'm quite confused. Okay. So we'll talk more about like rape and other shit when we get back. We will be right back.
Sorry to keep you.
And we're back.
Wanda.
I'm sorry?
Make sure I was ready.
Please, go ahead.
Proceed.
Ready. Great.
Let's do it.
Ready.
Excellent.
I'm different.
Ready to.
I'm Dan, and I'm different this week. Can't you tell?
You're the same. God damn it.
No, I'm said I'm different, which means I'm different.
The Vulcans this week are a little bit different.
They are different.
They are different Vulcans. How many
not vegetarians?
How many emotional Vulcan Star Trek episodes have there been in general?
I don't know, because sometimes those guys get really steamed up.
There's a few times that Spock is under the influence of something.
Is Vitosh Couture like a this episode, limited to this episode? Is that concept?
I believe that specific name, the concept of Vulcans either being trying to move away from logic, or alternatively, there have been multiple times where there's Vulcans that are like hyper into even more logic. They think regular Vulcans are like super lame with logic.
But then sometimes
they played with both sides.
But every once in a while,
coin.
they go through a puberty that puts them into mega emotions, right?
Don't they go? You're referring. Yes, you're referring to the old Pon farm.
Yeah, doesn't that happen?
It's not a puberty quite. It's that 7-year.
Well, I thought there was something they compared it to like adolescence or something.
Yeah, but it happens every 7 years.
Yeah, but I'm just saying it's a form of like growth or something. But
that has also been somewhat inconsistent in Star Trek. Sometimes they suggest, as they even kind of suggest here, is that the male Vulcans can only have sex every 7 years. Weird. Other times they're like, no, it's like they can totally bone all the time, but every 7 years they got.
Well, in this episode, Kov, I forget how you pronounce it. Anyway, he was saying, talking about, it was funny when they were when he was eating lunch or whatever with Trip Tugger the Third, they were all like talking, and then he goes like,
you mean sex?
And then like not 1 minute later, Malcolm shows up, he's like, hello. He's like, hey, what you guys talking about? You know,
and both Trip and Cove are kind of creeped out a little bit by
because it's fucking Malcolm. But
I was like, seconds? I've had enough.
I like that because he's like, the implication is Trip is like, you're kind of pudgy. I figure you like to eat food. You want some extra food? And the Vulcan was like, no,
I'm good.
I've eaten an adequate amount of nutrients.
So he in that conversation though, he was saying that the Vulcans have sex every 7 years. That's their sexual cycle.
Males.
Their mating cycle, male mating cycle.
They were clear it was males.
Yes, every 7 years. But he specifically said that they are working to shorten that time, which would imply that they have to.
Yes.
They have to wait 7 years. They're incapable of doing it otherwise.
Precisely. Yes.
That's what that would imply.
That's
now,
weird.
I feel
That's what they say in this episode. There are other parts of Star Trek where
like
they
Strange New Worlds.
where they suggest otherwise. In this episode, it was particularly interesting that they kept hammering the point that he was only referring to males and saying like that's only a male thing. They never mentioned anything on TOS about chicks. So T'Pol's going to be down.
Yeah.
The producers
Falls
were
down
making
to
it
clown.
clear that T'Pol didn't need to do any like weird ritual shit in order to be down to clown because
Gladly.
unfortunately
Things are flowing.
that was one of the major concerns I suppose often remains that way is titillation.
So
yes, okay.
So
I think I'm of the opinion both male, female, and all other types of Vulcans can fuck whenever they want.
So,
but that the males have to fuck every 7 years. That's my head.
They just have to have like a big one.
Yeah.
So now I feel like there has to have been because T'Pol was saying other Vulcans have tried to like work with emotions. It's never worked. And I can't think of another episode of Star Trek where there were Vulcans groups that tried to do it, but I'm sure there were other episodes.
There's the largest example. They didn't call them out by name because this is pre-contact. The Romulans. The Romulans left after Surok's business. The Romulans were like, this Surok asshole's not letting us fucking do all this and eat all this crazy spicy stuff.
But that's not exactly what that's not
We
totally,
gotta have secrets and shit.
I know it's not different, but it kind of is different.
What about Star Trek Section 31 movie? There was that offensive Irish accented.
Anyways, by the end of this episode, we hadn't learned really if Vulcans getting emotions was bad or good. What we learned is that for some Vulcans, it's bad. For some Vulcans, it's fine. For Talaris, very bad. For Cove, just fine. So just like humans, Vulcans can have emotions. We didn't really accomplish anything.
Right.
Like, and also it's interesting, like, and I guess this episode wasn't about this and there wasn't probably not enough time to put this in, but I can't help but think about like, what is the rest of the crew of the what is that ship called the Voclus.
I
believe
yeah, that's right.
So we never find. I can't help but wonder, like, what does the rest of the crew of the Voclus think about Talaris' actions and the fact that they got not only did they get kicked off because he was an asshole, but the fact that he was a total rapist asshole. Like, I wonder if is he going to get kicked out of that order? What's going to happen?
How are they going to explore themselves?
It was
and it was so pretentious. That's such a pretentious thing. I know it's like we are
exploring the galaxy.
We're explorers. No. We are explorers. We explore ourselves.
Explore ourselves.
That dude
with our hands.
That dude. And by the way, let me preface this statement I'm about to make by saying I am not intending to demean or insult this particular activity. I think it's a fantastic activity. I'm just for the purposes of humor and to make a small point. I think that guy who was all into the chicken, that kind of main guy, he's the type of guy. You're right, he's pretentious, but he's the type of guy that for him exploring himself is bending way over in the mirror,
checking out his asshole
and he's got one of them camera, because they don't have smartphones, so whatever, like holographic whatever, and he's like
hologram.
He's like looking at his butt and like pushing his, like trying to make his penis look like as long as it can, and he's just kind of
He's my number one dad.
He's like, what's the deal with that? So
what's the deal with that?
What's the deal with that?
So yeah. We didn't learn, like, really.
It was not explored at all.
The only thing that we kind of got out of this episode was that Archer and T'Pol actually, and this was sort of like a throwaway almost, but like at the very last scene, it's almost like Archer and T'Pol got a little closer as a result of this episode. Because Archer kind of understands now more why she's trying to keep her shit so strict and in check. And then she was like relating with him about the dreams. She was like, I envy you about like having dreams. And then and Archer was like trying to think of something to say. He's like, oh shit.
Archer's like, I always have good dreams? Like, who is this guy?
Yeah.
He says sometimes they're in color.
Yeah, I mean, cool. That's cool. I have dreams in color, but like they're not good.
He doesn't. Well, I mean, he didn't say that. He didn't say they're always. What, do you only have bad dreams, Jesse?
Well, not only, but they're not like good. They're just like bizarre and like troubling.
If she had they had a scene that was cut where she asks Hoshi about Hoshi's dreams, and Hoshi's like, "I smoked way too much weed to dream."
All he said, Jesse.
Well, I'm sure I dream. I don't remember it.
He says it's enjoyable most nights, and I would say dreaming is fine most nights for me. Like, do you have a problem with nightmares, Jesse?
Yes.
Okay. So the question, I don't think
it's better when I don't drink.
I think the question,
Jesse's diagnosis will be revealed on next week's.
I don't think
thrilling episode of It's Got Star
I don't think the question is who is this Archer guy to be having pleasant dreams? I'm like, who is this Jesse guy who's like lives a nightmare every night?
Yeah, good point, bro.
I don't mean
That's a different podcast.
But
It's Got Star Trek after dark.
But like you can tell he wants to say something, but it's fucked up because it's like Talaris like ruined dreaming for T'Pol. Do you think because the next day after Talaris like, you know, dream raped her, like she came in and it was all fucked up. He was all sleazy. The next morning he's like pretending he didn't know. He's like, did you do the thing? It's like, yeah, you did the thing. Like he was presenting it as if it was scientific exploration, but really he just wanted her to guard to be down so he could like take advantage of her. And then she was saying to Phlox, she goes, you know, it was unsettling. It fucked up. It sucked. Now, and I'm wondering, was it It was, of course, unsettling because of what he was doing. But do you think that dreaming for Vulcans normally is like kind of hard to deal with because they're like so used to being in control?
It's a thing that they just introduced in this episode.
Yeah.
As far as I recall, I don't think that's a new thing. I would have enjoyed exploring that a little bit more. I think they might have done that it's a classic, let's just write it this way because there's nothing in the lore that contradicts it and it lets us tell this interesting story, right? So, and I'm fine with that. It's not such a big deal. But a couple points.
Because I'm sorry to interrupt, but like she is going to keep meditating, right? She's going to keep meditating because of this one bad experience with dreaming. And so I'm just thinking like, that sucks. Like, was it possible that maybe she could have had good dreams and Talaris just ruined everything for her? I mean, you can tell her emotional side is taking over at the end because when she says, is the Vakla still here? And he's like, no, they're gone. No, Archer goes, how do you feel better? And she's like, is the Vaklas gone? And he's like, yes, they're gone. And she's like, then I feel better. Yes. That is an emotional response because they know Talaris' deal at this point. Even if he was on the ship, he's not doing any more damage to her. So in her mind, she just feels better that they're gone. Understandably so. I would be in the same thing, but that is purely an emotional feeling when she's not really in any more danger, whether they're there or not, even though it's perfectly understandable she'd feel that way. Her emotions are like when she said like, it is, I cannot be offended. She was like, Talaris during the meal was like, I'm sorry if I offended you. And she's like, I am incapable of taking offense.
I have that right here in my notes.
That's bullshit.
Yeah. It's both a joke and bullshit. And I will add in the whole okay, this is my opinion. I think many people share this opinion. When
you say it's a joke, what do you mean?
I mean, it's like the I am not capable of feeling offense is kind of. Oh wait, okay, maybe it's not a joke. I think maybe it's not maybe it's a meta joke. I'm
not capable of feeling offense.
I think because they know the audience will know, just like they knew the audience would think it's weird that Vulcan was all chill and smiling at the beginning of the episode, so it like primes the audience to be like, what weird shit's going down here?
It's because he ate chicken.
I think the audience knows that when a Vulcan says I'm not capable of offense, a longtime Star Trek fan will giggle at that because we know that Vulcans have always been to some degree or another full of shit in terms of like how quote unquote emotionless they are. It's because they're often bitter or annoying or jealous.
I would say it's more in the premise of Vulcans where they say we used to be emotional and it was fucked up, so we learned how to repress our emotions. Yes. That means you are totally capable of feeling emotion. In fact, you have to put effort into suppressing them.
Yeah, and all I'm trying to verbalize or articulate might be a better way to put it.
Verbalize my articulation
is that
as a trombone player, I'm always articulating. Even though my slide doesn't articulate like a trumpet's valve, my mouth is articulating on the mouthpiece.
It's not always been particularly overt in the text of Star Trek, but
Relax.
it's certain. Don't do it when you want to get to it. Relax.
I envy you.
Don't do it when you want to come.
You're probably right.
That song is suggesting. It's providing a somewhat useless tip about avoiding premature ejaculation.
Yeah.
You're probably right.
Star Trek.
Do you like the taste?
Spock, after the cage, Spock's whole gag on TOS was Vulcans are super smart and logical, blah, blah, blah.
Blah, blah, blah.
But we are
yada,
not
yada.
meant to take that as actually being 100% true. Spock might think that. Other Vulcans might think that. But we know from what happens in the various tales, the various stories told even on TOS, especially on TOS, part of the gag was McCoy is the super emotional person and says this. Spock is the super logical person and says this. But Kirk is the one.
Kirk is a jerk.
Who unifies, combines the value of both, suggesting that Spock and Vulcans are lacking in X-ray. The joke being that that Vulcans say a lot of shit that's not 100% true, because Spock was often getting bitter or annoyed at McCoy or whatever, obviously, but he would just be like, "You're just being illogical." But I'm not annoyed about it. Remember when Cisco there's that like whole the Vulcan ship that plays baseball, and they play baseball against Cisco, and that Vulcan is straight up like, "God fucking damn it." They got like
he's a piece of work.
They got all these crazy people on this.
Would you say Doug the Vulcan was emotional? He just really liked
Doug
pop. He just liked human pop culture.
Doug, which one was Doug?
He was from Strange New Worlds by Patton Oswalt.
Oh yeah. I like that. That was good. I mean, that episode. Problematic episode. But I like
Doug was fun.
Doug was
with Una.
Well, there you go. There's another example of a Vulcan, at least somewhat exploring their emotional side.
Those are more though interpretive, and I don't disagree with you, because I've noticed the same thing. But those are more like, you could argue out of that one and say like, no, he was just being logical about blah blah blah. Even though it doesn't. You could argue that that's just like the writers fucked up or something.
You could.
I don't know.
I agree.
Archer, I liked how Archer did like the most like confusing ass shit to like knock Talaris off balance at the very end, when he was like, "Hey, how's it going? How's that survey coming along?" And the guy Talaris is like, "We'll be done this afternoon." He's like, "That's great news." And it's funny because he's not saying it's great as in job well done. He's saying like great as in like the sooner you're off the ship the better. But he's all like, "You want some coffee or something?" And then he like turns on a dime and is like, "You know damn well what you fucking."
Right.
So
he's like, "Get on your merry way."
Yeah, and he didn't say that by accident, because like they're basically a bunch of like
right,
like they're a bunch of
Robin
like
Hood thieves,
space bandits.
They're all like a merry group of let's explore ourselves and have fun and frivolous with our emotions and
Space
things.
creeps.
It's like we're hopping around
space
space.
hippies.
We're hopping around space, being all like yay, hoopity doo. We're having so much fun with ourselves. So they're a bunch of merry. They're like loving my emotions. Let's abandon our planet, and we're not gonna get anything done. We're not gonna fix our ship. We're just gonna go around the universe, and we're gonna be like, what does this feel like? What does that feel like?
Works.
Oh, we feel so many things. We're explorers of ourselves,
Jesse, you and I, occasionally it's important that we remind ourselves of the value, the special bonus value you and I specifically get sitting here live with this gentleman over here, Dan.
Yes.
Because we don't record this for YouTube, we don't record video for any reason. You all just missed out on a grand physical performance that went along with that entire description Dan provided.
Someday.
That's unlikely.
The motions he was making with his hands, arms, hips, other bits of his body.
I felt in my hips.
They were helpful. They really aided and supported understanding the point he was making, though
I'd rather not discuss them.
I have no doubt you at home all understand it very clearly, because he also verbally articulated it excellently. Good job.
No problem.
Great.
Yes.
Okay. But what I was going to say is that in my notes here, it's written as Archer did that old trick that my dad did to me once. So
he came at you all nice and then he fucked you over.
Yeah, it was one of those weird things where it was like my dad came into my room. He like sat on my bed. He's like, "Hey, so how's it going?" I was like, "It's going all right." He's like, "Oh, cool. Like anything interesting going on?" You know, it was like, "Oh, yeah." Eventually, he was like, "So what'd you get up to today?" I was like, "Not much." He's like, so what's your first period class again?" And goes down the line until it gets to the class that I had skipped that day because we skipped class to go to the Smithsonian. Fucking nerds. And they had called my dad, and he was, and then he got all pissed off. He was like, "Don't skip class." He was just like, "What are you doing? Don't skip class." You know, he was mad at me for skipping class. It was not something I wasn't regularly a truant, but yeah, I skipped class with a few other people to
You're
go.
a naughty boy. Did you get on the subway?
I think we did.
What did you see at the Smithsonian?
Well, we went to multiple Smithsonians. We went to the Air and Space Museum.
Hell yeah.
We went to the American
It's the
History.
air.
Absolutely.
It's the air and
Yes,
space, not
yeah.
the air and space museum.
It took me way too long to realize. It
Did
was
you
not
go to the
air one.
natural history?
Yes.
That's a good one.
Briefly,
I mean, there's good stuff.
We
in
looked at
there.
the elephant and a couple
Yeah.
things. I think we didn't go too deep into that one. Air and space mostly. Corcoran.
Oh yeah,
art.
yeah. That's a good one too.
But anyway, that's the kind of thing that ne'er-do-wells get up to in the
Go to skip school and go to a museum in D.C.
Yeah, in the Washington D.C.
I mean,
bad
he must have
kid.
forgiven you a little bit because you did something like that.
No, not that time. Another time I skipped. Actually, I skipped basically all day school. But I skipped school to go play golf. And my father is an avid golfer, and no joke. When I explained to him, I was like, we just wanted to go play some golf. It was, it was towards the end of the year. He was like, no big deal.
So Archer is lucky that Talaris, when he threw him right towards his phaser gun.
Yeah.
Because he threw him across the room into the one place where his phaser was exactly like right next to him.
Yeah.
Like that was
It's a small room.
Yeah, but I mean, he could have thrown him in many different directions that were out of arm's length and it wasn't even just in arm's length. It was right there, hidden behind something. He was just like, "Juke."
It was still cool though.
It was cool.
Yeah.
Even what's the Vulcan's name? The rapey Vulcan's
Talaris.
name? Even Talaris was like, all right, that was pretty cool. I can feel the emotion of cool. And that was pretty
bet he could.
pretty cool.
I want to know where they got that jazz music for the dream sequence.
It freaked me out.
Yeah, I want to know if they were.
Maybe I'll come tomorrow.
I want to know.
don't like it either.
I want to know if they like recorded that for the show or if they pulled it out of the archives somewhere. Or, I don't know.
That's a good question.
That's a good question.
We may have been able to figure that out through some sort of rudimentary research.
The mind meld. Okay,
But we don't do that shit.
So this is the canonical introduction of the mind meld.
Okay.
Now, are we to believe that the mind meld was brought back into the Vulcan zeitgeist by these Vatash Kators?
Yes. Okay. I have a few connected points to make here. So, point number one.
You're stupid. I'm not stupid, Patrick. You're stupid.
That would have worked better if your impersonation sounded anything like me.
My name is Patrick, and I think you're stupid.
That was better.
My name is Dave.
That's pretty good.
Which one of you said that? Which one of you? What the fuck?
I don't know.
Nobody knows.
I don't know.
It's slick, baby.
This also relates to some of your earlier points in that this is not the end of this storyline. They continue this storyline. This is a season 1 episode. This storyline, or at least
come back later.
Yes, there's bits and pieces of this storyline are addressed in.
I said that differently.
In multiple future episodes of.
So do we find out?
Enterprise.
Do we find out what happens to Talaris and the rest of his crew?
I can't quite recall that, but
I can't quite recall.
Your question about the mind meld is appropriate because that comes back in a big way. In terms of the discussion of what the deal is with mind melds, what the effect of Talaris's forced mind meld onto Paul had. They do some analogies for things that are maybe a little bit problematic.
Well,
but,
wait. Yes.
still interesting to discuss.
Wait, so these people, these Vatosh Couture, they don't come back, but T'Pol does explore the mind meld more.
There's
mind
more mind meld,
but there's no
stuff.
more of these Vatosh Couture people.
I don't recall how specifically they are or are not mentioned.
I think I do now remember that T'Pol like re-explores this whole mind meld situation.
I suspect there's a reference to these events because these events do directly relate to a few future storylines, which we will not spoil. But so that's
not yet.
I can't recall. I probably called that point number 1. Is that this is going to be something that continues in the future. Point number 2, I can't quite recall what point number 2 is going to be, but
in a provolene.
I did have in my notes
in a provolone.
So point number 3 is in a provolone. Yeah, it doesn't sound like some sort of like a cool new Italian cheese.
Right.
Hey, get me a slice with pep and a little in a provolone.
In a provolone.
Just cover it in a fucking in a provolone. Yeah. Fuck that hot honey shit. I want the in a provolone pizza.
Well, I think it's spelled INAPROVALINE, but the closed caption spelled it INOPROVALENE.
Reference previous discussions throughout the 345 earlier episodes of It's Got Star Trek. A few times in that period of episodes, we have discussed the sadness that it's harder and harder to trust the closed captions, depending on source and all this other stuff.
Yeah.
I thought it was so cute when Archer finds out that he gets to correct his favorite astronomy book because they found out that Nebula was 8 billion light years wide.
Super excited.
Yeah. He was so hyped about that.
It was such a cool, nerdy, awesome thing.
He was cute.
Archer can be an asshole, but he's still like a cool nerd type. He's just like a little bit too, maybe it's the water polo. He probably got hit in the head with a water polo ball and it fucked him up.
Well, and I really liked how Trip Tucker the Third convinced Cove to like talk to his dad because he related it to like a personal situation, but it really fit with the episode because he's like, you guys are exploring emotion. You're going to discover this fucked up shit called regret. And you don't know about regret until you get it. And it's too late. And it fucks with you for the rest of your life.
Yeah.
So I thought that was really like really tied in with the episode well and was like good advice he gave.
That Trip advice was great.
Yeah.
What do y'all think about the other thing Trip talked about? How
your own kind?
Being around your own kind.
Oh, yeah.
It's like, who doesn't?
Yeah, who doesn't like
Who can blame you?
Their own. And he all like leaned into Archer and kind of winked a little bit and was all like, their own kind.
Are you sure you're making the right decision?
Not those people.
Not those people. Okay, by the way, can you just tell me if I can fuck T'Pol? I am very subtly trying to find out. God damn it, Reed!
What's the deal?
Why are you sitting down here?
Fucking T'Pol.
Goddamn pineapple eater, Reed.
Pineapple?
Sorry, that sounded way worse.
Does he like pineapple cake? Isn't that his favorite?
Pineapple? Who doesn't like pineapple?
A lot of people don't like pineapple.
There's the episode where they find out he likes pineapple.
That's his favorite cake or something, right?
Yeah.
No, that's Malcolm Reed.
I'm talking about Reed.
You were talking about Trip Tucker the Third.
I was talking about. I switched to Reed. My character of Trip called Reed a pineapple eater.
You're a pineapple eater.
And so then I started referencing the episode where, yes, it is. I'm apologizing for saying the word pineapple eater because it sounds awful. And this is after, I think last week I scolded Dan because Dan was coming up with some nonsense term to make an important point. And I got a little nervous and I commented that often when white people try to come up with a nonsense term, it tends to, often, it wasn't in Dan's case, but I was worried because it often veers into accidental racism.
You're just trying to pin that shit on me when I had no intention or implication.
If there's any sort of
throw that shit out
coconuts
there.
or papayas.
I was projecting clearly.
You were, because I had nothing I said even remotely implied it, but then you threw it out there and made me look like an asshole.
But I was legitimately worried. I was thinking it's like the whole nerf herder thing. You know the nerf herder business?
Who's Scruffy?
Yeah, Scruffy nerf herder. Family Guy did a big joke on that.
Yeah, they did.
Great.
They did do a joke on that. You're very right about that one thing.
We gotta end the show soon.
No.
So you want to shall we wind up any points? I think, the dude was a shady rapist. That sucks. I guess he didn't get in trouble. Although Archer was like, "Fuck you, man," which was cool, but like, it's also like, why didn't get in trouble? Phlox likes to party.
Phlox and T'Pol, once again, they're good buds.
Yeah.
Sure.
And I think we already mentioned, but yeah, Phlox was all
and
like,
when,
you should fucking tell him.
And when
you should fuck that dude.
And who?
Phlox was like, oh, you can do whatever you. He was saying that he was doing that whole gag where it's like, she's asking advice, and in his as an authority, his response was, "Oh, you of course you should, whatever, you should fuck him."
Fuck him. It didn't help that like Phlox was saying like, you shouldn't. He said you shouldn't. Don't dismiss it unless he goes.
Maybe you shouldn't be so quick to dismiss it after one bad experience.
I think you're just repeating the same. You're providing evidence for the point I just made.
No, but that's in addition.
Fuck him.
No, but
that Vulcan.
But
the blue shirt.
But that's in addition to what Archer already said.
Yeah,
because he said something similar.
Yes. Because Archer's all like, being human is cooler than being a Vulcan.
Archer said something.
Yes. You seem to think that you have, do you have access to that quote?
I can't remember what the quote is. What was the quote? Oh, wait, here it is.
For all we know, they're onto something.
Yeah, so both Archer...
You all should change your culture.
So both Archer and Phlox are telling her that she needs to like get in a shady situation with Polaris.
Which could be seen as a positive or negative, depending on your perspective.
Also, I like when T'Pol says this.
Just because they smile and eat chicken doesn't mean they've learned to master their emotions.
I mean, I know that's not exactly sarcasm, but that is kind of like a snide remark. A little bit too snide for what an emotionless
it's just
species
chicken. They're not eating cow.
Well, that's not the point I was focusing on.
Well, sure.
Jesse, that is not the point that Dan was focusing on.
Well, of course not.
I was focusing on...
Of course not.
I was focusing on the fact that she was being so snarky about it. So just because they can poo on a dude doesn't mean they can snark on a bark. You know what I mean?
Yeah, baby.
Yeah, baby.
We do need to shut things down.
I'll shut you down
shortly.
Oh,
but...
at the end, when Trip Tucker, like Cove's all like, "Thanks, Trip Tucker the third," and he's like, "No problem, Cove." And he pats him on the shoulder.
He's like, "Can you do the truffle shuffle?"
No, he pats him on the shoulder,
yeah.
And Cove like looks at his shoulder like, "Huh? I like that. What was that? That was weird. I like that." And then I like when Trip Tucker was
Vulcan boners are green.
They got green boners.
Y'all got green boners.
And when Trip Tucker the third was explaining his high school dance to the thing I was just talking about, how he convinced Cove to talk to his dad, he did a little shuffle jig.
Yeah,
I like the Trip Tucker shuffle jig.
I did like that. To return briefly to an earlier point about the mind melds, I think I think probably many other people thought when this aired that placing the reintroduction of the mind meld only 150 years before TOS is it's like a little off, but it's also plausible. You can imagine 150 years ago in our own cultures that attitudes about certain things would have been very different,
absolutely.
And things that are common now maybe would have been looked down upon in the past. So
pineapple.
It's plausible. I think, when you watch TOS, you kind of get the impression that this mind meld business was maybe not something the Vulcans were super open about. I think they treated it very privately until later series. Spock certainly suggested
was a big
that.
guy.
But I don't necessarily have a problem with it only having been reintroduced 150 years before, which is what they're doing here.
Sure.
Not necessarily.
Not necessarily. There is, as I alluded to earlier.
That's not how people talk.
There's an episode that focuses more specifically on the reintroduction of the mind meld as a Vulcan practice later
The
on
show Enterprise.
Believe.
I also, the other thing about Cove, another time Cove was cute was when Trip Tucker told him, he's like, "Call me Trip," and Cove was all cute there too because he was like, "Oh, I like that." He was like,
I think this is the best character of the whole episode.
Yeah, and also Here's something weird. In this episode, Talaris drinks that mint tea, and he's like, "Whoa, it's got a lot of flavor." And he's like, "It's too much flavor." Is like Vulcan's not like flavor or something.
Right.
What about alliances? When Tuvok had that Vulcan spiced tea, spiced tea implies flavor.
Exactly.
Yeah, but I think the Vulcan spiced tea is also supposed to be sort of a gag because with Vulcan food, the gag has always been that it's very bland, and because it's illogical to be spicy or something.
But they have spiced tea.
Okay, is the mint tea?
I think it's a joke spice.
Is the mint tea just made out of mint leaves, or is it black tea flavored with mint?
Jesse.
You know,
I had that exact same
because that's two
question.
different things.
I 100% had that exact same question because I was kind of hoping for the latter.
Right, exactly.
Instead of the former.
Because that's for real.
Just straight up mint tea. First of all,
minty. You said minty.
It is quite strong. I don't enjoy it as much. I've had that once or twice. But black tea,
if you go to the hookah bar, you get some mint tea.
Yeah.
It's in context.
Yeah, but black tea with mint in it is grand. I was in the Khan el-Khalili in Cairo.
That means I love you.
In one of the older. I don't know if it's the oldest, they claim so, but it's one of the oldest tea houses, and it was great. A little glass, brown tea with a little sprig of mint. It wasn't a mint tea. Just like a little.
There's no like mugs in the Arab world.
They have it had a little metal thing around it.
Oh, metal.
Like it was a glass and then a wire, like a wire made a handle. So it was mostly glass, and it was just something to hold on to.
I'll give you something to hold on to.
Because like at the local sort of hookah bar, it was just like a glass, like you would put for like water,
like a glass of beer
for juice.
What they call a Whopper? I don't know. I didn't go into Burger King.
Janeway liked Vulcan spiced tea though.
Yeah.
Well, she accepted it.
She liked it. She was into it. She was like,
she's a coffee girl.
She was like, I love this Vulcan spiced tea.
And maybe it's good. Green tea is good. It's pretty mild.
If you're in the mood for green tea, it's good.
It's mild.
Yeah.
I don't think mild.
It's a different experience.
I don't think mild means flavorless. General assumption.
Consumption.
Sorry, my dentures.
You haven't been around humans too much, have you?
My general assumption is that Vulcan food is meant to be not flavorless, but on the mild side.
Subtle flavors.
The less interesting, unless you're into those subtle flavors, which can be quite delicious.
Maybe they have subtle, like nice little, like like a little bit just ginger.
Well, I hope you'll tell all your friends. Set the record straight.
Umami.
Tell all your friends about this stupid podcast.
Hey, Patrick, I noticed something. I don't think there was one.
For the audience at home.
Oh fuck! What is it called? Now I can't remember what it's called.
Has his fingers and he's just like banging on the table.
Free. There was not one instance of free association from you.
Jesse was all banging.
I don't think there was one instance. You did not free associate this episode.
Really?
Did I disassociate it?
I thought I did.
I felt like I dissiociated a few times, just float around the room, being like, "Oh, look at
no."
Those
there was no instance of me like saying something and then I hit a trigger word that caused you to go off into some like super movie quote. I mean, you did do the glass of beer thing, but that was not.
Yeah.
That was normal.
That's regular.
And that was
regular shit.
Jesse, so you didn't give a shit.
Yeah, exactly.
But I wasn't like
fuck you. I'm just kidding.
I wasn't like.
We're in what the football fans call extra time.
I wasn't like. I'm thinking about buying a watch, and then you go like off into the whole scene in Pulp Fiction or something.
This watch,
Stick the watch up my head.
Maybe it's from your ADHD medication.
I had to hide this miserable hunk of metal.
Okay, maybe not.
Up my ass. 2 years.
Certainly.
The medication could be working. We'll find out.
Do you feel it? Do you feel buzzed?
Weeks go along.
Do you feel buzzed?
No. I feel like.
Are you like, I feel fucking good, man?
Yeah, I'm like,
I got a tingle in my dingle.
Yeah, you got a dingle tingle?
No, it's more like, let's do some ironing.
Yeah, right.
Ironing done.
Let's get some shit done.
Let's take this fucking vacuum cleaner apart.
Right. Take it apart, put it back together.
Yeah.
Put it all together and take it all apart.
No.
It's Mr. Potato Head and buckets of parts for all your farts.
I think there's been, if it's not generated by me, I apologize, but there's been plenty of free association, as Dan refers to it. This
Bilana's on it.
And,
by who?
Well,
I'm not joking.
You listen back to
Vulcans without logic.
Listen back to the episode, Dan, and
You could feel that way again, T'Pol.
figure it out.
Commander Tucker suggests that I try something called
Adderall.
Pizza.
You thought that was way funny. You thought that was so funny. You thought that was so funny.
Tucker is like talking about some kind of like Florida elementary school dance.
There's something I've always wondered about Vulcans. Maybe you could clear it up for me.
What did he?
Oh, you mean sex?
We went to like pee-pee grass elementary.
Pee-pee grass, yeah.
Is it true you mate year-round with any of them you choose?
Any of them.
Humans fuck all the time. They eat 6 meals a day and they sleep 12 hours a day.
Yeah, I know, right? You're just like sleeping and fucking.
Sleeping and fucking.
Eating donuts.
Watching football players murder each other.
Okay, that's one thing. Thank you for bringing that up. I know we got to stop, but what a shitty.
It's just a game.
What a shitty anthropologist that would not explore that aspect any further.
I know.
They just see a game in passing and they just see something and they don't think to look into it. They're just like, oh, they must be trying to kill me.
I know, right? I don't understand games.
That's not a fucking
Right.
researcher right there.
Yeah,
If you don't give yourself enough time to understand something, you don't start fucking reporting it.
One of the major themes and contributions to the Star Trek universe that Enterprise provided, and I think was even intended to provide, was evidence that clear evidence, because people were not necessarily interpreting it correctly before, that Vulcans are fucking lame sometimes.
They're fucking lame.
Often lame.
Often lame soon.
Often lame soon.
Wesley hates, was it Enterprise? Wesley needs braces. Enterprise. No, not braces. Wesley hates, what is it?
So Dan is referencing.
Was Wesley something?
It's not even, you can't
Enterprise.
You can't even call it a deep cut.
It's from like the Simpsons.
What was it? Wesley's.
This is like, you know that like Russian, the thing the
Is it
Russians
like
drilled so deep
Wesley
that
makes
you could
faces?
like hear the sounds of hell. It's not just a deep cut. What Dan is doing now is the Russian hell
Is
hole.
it Wesley makes faces? Wesley makes faces. Enterprise.
Isaac is going to write in and let us know what it is.
Wesley makes
'Cause it's like
faces.
braces.
Enterprise.
Isaac knows what
no,
it
because
is.
in The Simpsons, it's Lisa needs
Yeah.
braces. Dental plan.
Yeah.
Lisa needs braces. Dental plan.
I think Isaac
Wesley
will let
makes
us know.
faces. Enterprise. Wesley makes faces. Enterprise.
All right.
Wesley makes faces. Enterprise.
There's a
Make some
final.
faces.
There's a final bit of information that needs to be provided to the audience. It is not just these sniffles. That bit of information is that next week we will be discussing Star Trek, the original series episode, The Alternative Factor.
Okay, let's do it.
So, The Alternative Factor.
Sorry about that.
Watch that. Remember that. We'll discuss it.
Put it in your pipe and smoke it.
Are we going to do it on
Smoke
a
it.
Thursday or a Friday?
I don't know, but send us your shit.
Doesn't matter to them.
No,
it matters in the sense that if they want to get an email to us, maybe to be safe,
right.
safe Thursday. If you got something
That would make more
if you
sense.
want it on the next
Because you need to
podcast.
edit it before you go to the meeting.
Thursday, yeah. All right. Cool. Goodbye.
What?
What? That's the end of the episode. Goodbye.
Oh my
You
God.
gotta play. You gotta
Wait.
play.
Smell you later.
You gotta, like,
Wait.
Why are you freaking out? How could you be surprised?
I don't know. It just
We're
happened.
11 minutes
I
past-
know. It happened so suddenly.
Am I allowed to trigger the end now, Mr.
Trigger.
Dan?
Okay. Goodbye.
Goodbye.
I think it's time you and your friends went on your merry way. Oh, it's called chicken. Chicken.
Good night.
Fuck. Twice.
Chicken marsala.
Chicken twice. Chicken played twice because it's that nice. Chicken's so nice I had to play it twice.
Chicken marsala isn't that nice.
Oh, it's called chicken.
Good night.
I fucked it up.
There's something I've always wondered about Vulcans. Maybe you could clear it up for me.
Please?
It's kind of personal.
Go ahead.
Well, I've learned about your marriage customs, how your parents arrange the whole thing when you're young, stuff like that. But what about You know.
Ah, you mean sex?
It's not a topic I've heard Vulcans discuss.
Well, we do have it if that's what you're asking.
Am I interrupting anything?